How to start a Shopify store. My name is Daniel and I used to work at Shopify as a support advisor where I help literally thousands of Shopify store owners with their store. So in this video, I want to break down how you can also start a Shopify store. Alright, let's start. So one of the first things you're going to want to do before you even continue the video is create the Shopify store. If you haven't done that, no worries. You could click the link, which will look like this in the description below, where you can sign up. And when you click it, it will look something like this, right? And you'll be able to quickly enter your email and start starting your Shopify store. All right. So once you create the store, right, it'll look something like this screenshot right here, right? Or if I show you my demo store, right, it will look something like this. Very simple, easy to do, right? So one of the first things you're going to want to do after you create the Shopify store using the link here in the description below, right, is you're going to want to go ahead and add a product. So if you already have a product that you're selling, right, super simple. On the left side, you could just select products, right? And then you'll be taken to your products page and you'll be able to either import the product if you have a list of products, right, which will save you so much time, or you can add products as well, right, which is another great way to quickly add a product if you already have one, right? And it's very simple. You could just write whatever you need, enter any images that you need to upload for your product, select the category, and of course enter the price right here. And once you've done that, right, you could just make sure you have small things you want to check off, like if you want to continue selling when you're out of stock or not, right? Make sure you have the correct sizing, right, because this will affect the shipping as well. So all this you just want to have set up for your product. So once you already have your product created, right, it will look something like this, right? Now for this, I'm just using a demo product, of course, that I'm not selling, but it was just for the example for this video, right? And then you could look at it, how it might look like in your own Shopify store once you add the product to your store. So as you can see here, right, I have the product already installed, right, and it's showing sold out because I know what happened here, but just in case, right, this is how it will look like if you have your product set up properly, right? I still need to make some changes, but again, this is just a demo account for showing you. All right, and one of the other things that you want to make sure that you have set up when you add a product, right, is make sure you have first the status to active, right? You will be surprised how many Shopify store owners I helped and they mentioned that they added a product, right, but it's not showing up in the store. I will check their account, and one of the most basic things is because they didn't have this to active. And another thing is to make sure you have your publishing set to online store. Very important, because again, your product will not show up on your store if this is not toggled on. Another small thing that a lot of Shopify store owners will reach out about, and that's all they need to do is just make sure that they have this toggle on. All right, so now that we added the product right to your store, right, you're gonna need to, well, if you don't have a product, so before we continue, what happens if you don't have a product, right? No worries, you can actually download a free app called Dropshippers. I guess it's short for Dropshippers, right? DRS, right? You're gonna want to download it. Again, I'll have this link in the description below, so you guys go check it out, right? It's what I used here for this example for this products here, right? Where, if I don't have a product to sell but I want to start selling Shopify, this is an excellent way to just start, because you don't need to buy any of like the stock in your area, right? Like people will buy this from your store, right? And then the vendor, so pretty much AliExpress and everything, will ship those items to the store, to the customer, right, directly. You don't have to worry about that, right? So again, it will look something like this when you click the link below, right? And you'll be able to make an account, connect it to your Shopify store for free. And yeah, it's just a fantastic way to start selling if you don't have any products and you still want to sell on Shopify. All right, so now that we added the product, we have, and if you don't have an item, right, then you have an option on how on a vendor, right? So like AliExpress, right? So now we need to go ahead and edit our online store. So to do that, it's very simple. You just go on the left side again, online store. Super simple. And then from here, you'll have a ton of customizations, right? So by default, Shopify uses the Horizon theme. But let's say you don't want to use the Horizon theme, right? No worries. You have two options right here. Either you can use the popular free themes, right? Which again, they're by Shopify, or you can have the AI create a theme for you as well. And if you don't like any of these, then you might want to check out the theme store as well, where there's more free themes and paid themes as well. A helpful tip is that, for example, let's say we need to edit the theme here and there's an issue, right? Or like right here, sorry, this one, right? Let's say there's an issue here, right? So what you'll need to do, of course, is, oops, it's not showing up here, but you'll have an icon here, right, where you click on it and you'll be able to communicate with the theme developer for third-party themes. If you're using a Shopify theme, right, then you could just reach out to Shopify support and they'll be able to assist you with any of the issues that you're having. All right, so one of the things you're going to want to do, of course, is if you want to use Horizon, right, use Horizon. If you want to use Savior, then use Savior or another theme. For this video, we're going to use this theme here, right? And as you can see here, I really went ahead and just played around with it and make some design changes, right? So you could just play around with it and add another design change. Like here, I would probably add 2 columns, right? So there you go. Just because it makes it look a little bit better, right? And then of course, I would probably add like a section here, right? Like some type of text or something, right? Or where I like some type of, I would probably add testimonials, right? So again, I would download like a third-party app, right, and add testimonials, image, video, text here, there, something like this, right? Something like this, right? Just to give us a little bit of space, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, right? Just make sure you click save if you like it, and yeah, just play around with it, right? Everybody has their own unique design styles, right? Now, if you need theme design help, then I recommend you reach out to a designer, right, who could do this for you. But if not, you could just use what Shopify provides you, and it's good enough, right? So now let's say you want to like make some changes to like the menu and everything, right? So to do all these changes, a lot of these changes, you actually have to leave here and go into content and go into menus, right? And from here you could customize main menu, right? Add more pages, right? So like, and then you could play around with it where you could have it like nested under it, right? You could do it up to 3 nests and that's it. That's like the limitation that Shopify has for its depending on the theme as well, but most of it is up to 3. So as you can see here, oops, let's try again. There you go. So you can play around with it, have fun. Oops, I'll just remove these. You can just have fun, right? And just see what works for your store as well. You don't want to go too crazy at the start when you're just building your online store, just because the first goal is just to get your product online, have the payment set up, and start selling, right? So, and then this, you can slowly go, like, once you start to generate sales and everything, you can make small changes. So now that we've added the theme, right, and you added your own theme if you wanted to, right, you'll want to go ahead and download this free Chrome extension. So let's say you've been spying on another Shopify store and you like their theme, right, but you might not know what theme they're using. Well, this is where this Chrome extension comes in. I'll have the link for this Chrome extension in the description below, so you can go check it out. All right, so it's called Koala Inspect, right? Really easy to do. You can download for free, and I use this a lot, and it's something that I recommended it to a couple of store owners as well. The app, just so that they can see what other Shopify store owners are doing, right? And what themes they're using, what apps they're using, Again, you can just download this, play around with it. If you just want to use the theme feature, then I recommend you guys go check this out. So once you're happy with your theme, right, you spied on the theme and you like, or you have already designed that you really like, the next thing we're going to do is set up payments, right? To do this, very simple, just click on the gear icon right on the bottom left here, right, and then select payments, right? This is a demo account, so I have not completed my Shopify payments, right? But if you have PayPal, you have to set up PayPal or add another payment method, right? If you want to use Stripe as your first party gateway, you actually cannot if Shopify payment is available in your country. So for example, I live in Canada, and since Shopify payments is available in Canada, I have to use Shopify payments. I cannot use Stripe or anything, right? There's no way around it. You have to use Shopify payments. The only option that you might be able to use Stripe as your first party gateway is if like you get like if they turn off Shopify payments because like you do too much maybe chargebacks or something like that, then they have to protect their chargeback rate and everything. Then they're gonna cancel it, and from there you can set up your Stripe account, right? But if Shopify payments is not supported in your country, then you can use Stripe payments as your main payment. So yeah, so really easy to do, right? And if you want to learn more, you could just click learn more here to set up your Shopify payments. All right, so now that we have Shopify payments, right, one of the things that you're going to want to do, of course, is to make your store look very, a little bit, official, is to update the domains, right? No thanks, right? So you're going to want to update the domains, right? What's this here? Yeah, so update the domains, right? And so first off, you can add your own if you have your own Shopify. If you have your own custom domain, just connect existing, really easy. Or if you need to buy a domain, then you could buy one within Shopify. One of my favorite things about this is that you could just automatically connect it for you. You don't have to worry about any going into DNS and everything if that scares you, right? But if you don't have one, if you already have one, then just use connect existing, right? And it's like less than 5 minutes, right? And let's say you want to change this, you could just click this pencil. You could change it right here. Now you could only change this once, right? So if I change this to like Dan or something, right? And let's say it wasn't taken, and I click add domain, it will change it, right? It would look like this, let's say, right? But you won't be able to change it anytime soon after that, right? You only have one chance. You will be surprised how many Shopify merchants reached out because of this. They wanted to change it, they didn't like it no more, right? And we can't do anything about that, right? That's the only limitation about this, is that once you change it, you cannot change it back. Let's click cancel. All right, so now that you have your domain set up and everything, right? And if you don't want to buy one from Shopify and you want to buy one from a third party, right, then you could just use like something like Hostinger, right? You could buy a domain right there with them. So now that you have your domain to make your store look a little bit more professional, right? What you're gonna want to do, of course, is what we went through already. Is we created an account, we added a product, we customized the online store, we added payment, and we added a custom domain. So we're almost done. So now we just need to do one of the most important things, and that's shipping, right? So to do this is simple. Is just make sure you go to shipping. Where are you shipping? Here you go. Shipping here, right? And select general profile. And from here, as you can see here, right, I can ship anywhere in Canada now, right? From this the demo location right here in Ottawa, right? So, but let's say you want to ship to the US. So and as you can see here, there's an error right here, right? So one of the main things that a lot of Shopify store owners will reach out about is they have their store set up, they have products active, they have it in stock, right? But they see when customers go to checkout. So for example, again, if I go back here, it will look something like this. If I go to my store, if I just go to the products, actually, if I go to the products, right, it will look something like this, sold out, right? Nothing to worry about. So what's going on here, well, it's not going to be the same issue here, but what's going on here is that first you need to make sure that, let's say the customer's in the US, right? And they see this, the US customer sees this, right? And they reach out, they can't check out, but you have everything set up properly, right? Your products are in stock, it's active, right? What first off is that you need to set up a United States market, right? Many Shopify store owners will skip this and they only have it for maybe their host country, but not for the United States. So you want to make sure you have this turned on, right? So once you have United States turned on, you've got to go back to settings, go back to shipping delivery, and then you want to just go back to general profile, and then scroll down to the US section, right? And just make sure you have shipping rates set up. That's it, right? If you don't have shipping rates set up properly here, it's going to look like this, and US customers are not going to be able to buy anything from your store. So just something to take into account when you're setting up your Shopify store is don't forget shipping. I know it gets really exciting to start selling and you just want to start selling. Yeah, you just want to make sure you have this set up. So now that you have that set up, right, you need to market your store. So you have two options, right? You can either do organic or paid, right? And each have their pros and cons, right? With organic, right, it's free. The only issue is that it takes a long time, right, to generate income. Paid ads is quick, right? You can generate a first sale like probably in less than 24 hours, right? It just takes money, right, to use ads. So each have their pro and con. I recommend you start like a TikTok page, right, for your product, right? Talk about the product, show it on TikTok a lot or Instagram, wherever you feel comfortable, right? And just start building, right? It's gonna take a long time, but if you can upload like 3 to 4 videos a day, right, you will start to generate sales, right? Now for paid ads, if you need the quick income and you have money to spend, then go for paid ads, right? But of course, don't forget organic, just because organic can help you so much in like the long run, right? People will continue looking at your products, right? Your store, they'll follow you, and each time you upload a video, right, they might want to buy something from you. So again, they all have their pros and cons. So that's pretty much it on how you can start a Shopify, or how you can start a Shopify store, right? And again, if you guys haven't done so, you guys can subscribe to this free newsletter I have, where I send this once a week to Shopify store owners to help them generate more sales. It's for free, and one of the best things I do is that when you sign up, you'll get a welcome email. You can reply to it with your Shopify store, and I will do a quick walkthrough of what you can do better to improve your store. So if you like that, just just subscribe for free, and yeah, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.